Hi, welcome back to Eat This Drink That Go. By the way, it's Miami's Health and Wellness Month. Visit, it's a terrific thing, and we're going to tell you more about that in just a minute. Visit History Miami Museum as well. Next Thursday is the opening reception for their newest exhibit, the Black Florida Project. Free to members, $10 for non-members. Register online at historymiami.org/upcoming events. That's a great resource for you to find out all the things about History Miami Museum, which is a great resource for us in South Florida educationally, and it's a lot of fun for an entire family right there in Flagler Street in downtown Miami. Now, back to the idea that it's Miami Health and Wellness Month. We're pleased to be joined by Dr. Anique Bryan, a family physician with Miami-Dade Cardiology Consultants. I'm a patient there, so is Brenda.
I'm a patient.
Yes. And they're right on Biscayne Boulevard, 38 and Biscayne. Good to see you, doctor.
Great to see you, too.
You know, there's so many questions we have as we hit Nutrition Awareness Month.
Yes.
Healthy eating, what does that mean to you?
Wow, so healthy eating is more of a lifestyle, actually, than it is just a moment in time.
Right.
And when you think about healthy eating, all sorts of things come to mind, really. Well-balanced is really what we're talking about. Portion control, eating in moderation. It would be nice to eat whatever we want, whenever we want. That doesn't always agree with us.
Right.
So if you think about a plate, sort of half of it should be plant-based, really, in order to get all the nutrients that we need. And organic is usually better because it has, less pesticides, and we don't want processed food. The other half should be split between proteins and whole grains. Less fat, less sugar, but we also want to enjoy what we're eating.
Right. Once in a while, you got to cheat.
Yeah, once in a while. I don't even think about it as cheating. Enjoy what you're eating.
The whole thing, I think, if you want to lose weight, it's not a diet. It's that lifestyle that you have.
It's the lifestyle.
And moderation.
And moderation,
Yeah.
yes.
There's also this new thing that I keep hearing about is intermittent fasting.
Correct.
So what, you're on 12 hours and then you don't eat for 12 hours, basically?
Well, there's different forms of intermittent fasting.
Right.
So the premise is that you skip meals, right? So sometimes it starts with skipping one meal, and sometimes in more excessive, it goes 16, 24 hours without eating. So what that does is essentially it lets the liver start getting rid of excess sugar and excess fat, which is fuel that the body needs anyway. But we store all of those products. We store sugar, we store fat, and so when we're utilizing what we have stored, we're also eliminating it.
Right.
So it does lower our sugar levels. It does lower our cholesterol. However, again, it's a diet. It's something that is not meant to be long-term.
Yeah,
okay?
can you
It's
do
not
that for a
sustainable.
lifetime?
So how long are you supposed to do it?
It varies. It's
Okay.
not a one-size-fit-all,
Right.
right? No pun intended, right? But it's something that should not be used like in children or in
Right.
the elderly. It's not for everybody.
No.
It's not
And
for
I just
everybody.
can't see it as a lifestyle.
Correct.
For me, I grew up with a Mediterranean diet, and
Correct.
so that's kind of what it is. But I can't imagine not eating for 12 or 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Emotional well-being. How does food relate to emotional well-being?
Right, so most of us know we literally are what we eat, okay?
Yeah.
So sometimes you'll eat something, processed food has us keep, feeling sluggish, going through that drive-through, day after day after day eating processed food. We eat those extra carbs, we eat that extra saturated fat, can literally have us feeling depressed. There's certain hormones that need to be secreted, get to the brain, neurotransmitters, neuropeptides, that are supposed to make us feel good. But if we're eating food that doesn't have the proper nutrients in it, we can end up being depressed. Also, food that it has too much sugar in it.
Right.
Too much is not a good thing,
Right.
So you can end up actually having this burst of energy and then this drop in sugar, which has us feeling depressed.
Does it matter what you eat at what time of day?
Yes, definitely.
It does.
Most of the time, if you're going to have a good breakfast, you really should eat within the first 2 hours after you wake up. And it's better to eat within 10 to 12 hours of your day, okay? So if you're going to get up at 6 a.m., your last meal ideally should be around 6 p.m. Ideally. I know that's not the world that we
Right.
necessarily live in.
Right.
Again, small, frequent meals throughout the day is better.
But
It's tough to do.
If you're trying to get healthier and trying to lose a little bit of weight, maybe that small accommodation made to your schedule might work for you.
Might
Might
work,
work.
right.
You can get used to doing that. I'm going to eat
Yes.
what I want to eat,
Yes.
healthy.
Yes.
So
but
you're
I'll
going
eat
to
within
stop
this
eating
12
at
hours.
3 p.m.?
Well, I'm up at 2 a.m., and that's just breakfast time. It's a weird thing for me.
Right.
It's a really strange thing.
Yes.
There are so many things that we hear today about hormone replacement therapy.
Yes,
As we get older, we lose hormones, correct?
correct.
And what kind of things can happen to us when we lose those hormones?
Right, so hormones help keep our weight distributed appropriately, you
Right.
know? So when we lose hormones, we have receptors in the fat in our bodies that actually take up those hormones. And so as we lose those hormones, our fat is not distributed as it should be. So hormone replacement therapy is actually not a bad thing, but I usually recommend bioidentical hormones, which
Right.
are from, derived from plants. They're not synthetic. The synthetic hormones have a lot of issues with primarily heart disease in
Right.
men and in women. So bioidentical hormones can be safe. Of course, in women, you shouldn't be on hormones at all if you have a personal history or family history of breast cancer, in men,
Right.
prostate cancer. So you have to make sure that you have your PSA checked if you're a man, and you have your mammogram if you're a woman, before you get on those hormones. They need to be prescribed by a physician, and usually they should be compounded, and not all pharmacies compound hormones properly. So there are specific
Interesting.
hormones across South Florida that do a really good job of compounding those hormones.
That's interesting. I was told that if you don't sleep, chances are your hormones are going to get all messed up and you're going to gain weight.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Well, I should be big as I don't know who. I should be pretty big.
Well,
Tell
He
me-
doesn't sleep.
well, yeah, it puts a lot of stress. So there's this hormone called cortisol.
Right.
That is the stress hormone, the fight or flight hormone. And that hormone cortisol causes fatty deposits in the body. And when we don't sleep, our cortisol levels are high. So in our office, we actually do saliva testing that will let us know throughout the day, are your cortisol levels going up and down during the day as
Right.
they should.
Interesting.
Yeah, and if they're higher than they should be, like at bedtime, at nighttime, you can have trouble falling asleep. And lifestyle modification, stress management, herbal supplements can help you get a good night's sleep.
Drinking before you go to bed.
That can help too. And there's this mighty little antioxidant called resveratrol that's
Yes.
found in grapes.
Right, red
It's
wine.
found
Red
in
wine.
Right. Red
Yeah.
wine.
Yeah.
No, I've heard about it. They keep saying, stay away from coffee, stay away from drinking, stay away from bright lights. That's my bedtime routine, unfortunately, and no wonder I've got all kind of issues. You can find Dr. Anique Bryan. She's a family physician at Miami-Dade Cardiology Consultants. Again, I'm a patient at Miami-Dade Cardiology Consultants. They're terrific. 3801 Biscayne Boulevard. And they're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. It's a wonderful office, a great spot for them.
There's parking.
Yeah, there is. 305-571-0620. 305-571-0620. Oh, by the way, talking about food and good stuff.
Yes.
I've got a chance to give away 2 pairs of tickets to Deering Bay Seafood Festival, and it's a wonderful event. A couple of days before, they have this great event that is going to be Cindy Hudson and her daughter.
Ashley
Ashley.
from Anique on the Mall.
Right, they do this wonderful event on Friday night. It's only 150 people can go. It's a 3-course meal. Well, it actually looks more than that. With a Tude Rosé, sauteed yellow snapper. They do a Scotch bonnet. You saw at the beginning of the show if you were around.
The conch salad we tried, which is amazing.
They're doing a pulled short rib and lobster mac and cheese and a tomato thyme beurre blanc, very healthy. And the dessert is especially healthy. A warm chocolate caramel Rolo bread pudding. Rolos, those old things you used to
Little
when you were a kid.
caramels,
They're
the
great.
caramels.
And it's
yeah.
got Woodford Reserve salted toffee sauce. Well, I should be dead by now, doctor. I might need you to revive me because I just had some of that. All you have to do is call 866-610-NEWS. The first 2 callers will win each a pair of tickets, okay? First 2 callers win 2 tickets each. And it's 866-610-NEWS, 866-610-37. That's it. And so first caller wins 2 tickets, second caller wins 2 tickets. First 2 callers will win. Doctor, anything else you can tell us about if there's one thing you could say to get healthy, what should we do?
To get healthy is really create a lifestyle for yourself. And 80% of being the weight that you want and living the life that you want is what you're eating. When you're eating it, how you're eating it, and why you're eating it. And the other 20% is exercise.
Yeah, move.
Move.
My goodness sakes, don't, at Publix, it drives me crazy. People drive around that lot for 45 minutes waiting for that one spot that's there. Park, all the way down.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Hey, thanks, Dr. Bryan.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
We'll
having
come
me
back
back.
next week on
Yeah.
District That Go. So long, everybody.